When you put it that way, you still stayed. Like, what do you want? As how? You're trying to make me look bad.
Okay, let me also make myself look bad. When I realized...
No, let me also make myself look good. Wait. As in, even if I saw you, I was still faithful to the promises I had made. So this is the thing. I liked someone in SS2 when I was in SS3. Hold on now. And I wanted to date, but the person's mom said no.
Oh, you want to say everything.
Yes.
That's because I said you broke my heart.
Yes, so that they don't have the wrong idea. Wait.
Oh my God, I'm not dead.
You see, this is how some people say you broke my heart. That's how they carry narratives on Twitter.
You broke my heart now.
I did not break your heart in Jesus'
name.
What's wrong
what
with
happened?
And so the person's mom said she wasn't going to let her date anybody till she was in 200 level. So I waited. No, I waited. And so even if I saw you, I was focused. So that's what happened. And then that relationship just didn't work out, you know.
And around the time you were in the relationship, I was no longer interested in you. But I was still interested in the ministry.
No, you were not like you were no longer interested in me.
Not, no.
You just looked forward because you discovered...
I said I was not interested in you again. I was interested in the ministry.
Was it before or after you discovered I was in a relationship?
After I discovered you were in a relationship. I was no longer interested in you.
Okay, no problem.
But you know that to be true now.
I know that to be true.
So would I be looking at somebody?
No, but no, can they talk and I say, why you say I was no longer interested? Okay, you too, I was not interested in you.
You were interested. And
no, you were
begging me to date you.
No, now.
After you broke
that was after. That was after I broke up. And now, we're not interested in each other. Why do you have to say you were no longer interested? We're not interested in each other. I was in a relationship, you moved on.
Well, we are friends. And so even in the times when
In fact, that friendship, we're ministry partners.
Well, we're friends.
Yes.
And so even in the time where the liking thing was not really a common factor, the work was a common factor. Triumph 30 was a common factor. The meetings we held.
And I was always very intrigued about the faith you had in this ministry. It always intrigued me.
I think that's the reason why I have very strong convictions of you as my pastor. Because whether or not there was a relationship element, regardless of whose fault it was, we can talk about that from now till tomorrow, there was always a knowing that this was a man called by God to be my pastor, to speak over my life. It was always so clear to me. Always
fascinated me. I'll never forget one day you came to me and you had suggestions on things that we could do better. And it was like a gentle challenge. Like, I don't even know if you remember that. So, we need to do this better, do this better, do this. This is not, you know. And when you left, I was just like, wow. You know, at the time, no butterflies. You know, but I was just like, this is quite some lady. In fact, I believe that at that particular time, you had more faith in the ministry than I did. Oh yes,
there was such a time.
Yeah, because academics had been very demanding at that particular time. You know, just a brief moment. You know, and that particular meeting was a wake-up call. I'll never forget. Yes.
I can't remember.
Anyway, so I was just like, wow, like, this is...
I think that my convictions about ministry and us doing ministry together have been longer than even my convictions about us being in a relationship together. I won't mention what I said, but can you remember something I said around the time when we were about to graduate?
But there was something you said.
Don't say
I was saying, that thing touched me.
But yeah,
do you know what I'm even talking about?
I know what I'm talking about.
Graduation. You know, that thing was deep.
And the thing is that as
God saved me.
So we're not the only ones here. Let's talk about what people can relate to.
All right. Sorry, we enjoy each other's company. Anyways, there was a question you didn't
answer. What was it, Seth? I was just looking into your eyes and I got lost.
Oh, yeah, slow down. Quite tell shit. All right. So
I'm a pastor. I don't like all this.
When you get 2 children.
Actually, I have 3.
Yeah.
I mean,
biologically, that you gave birth to. I'm talking about, you know. Anyways, so I think you're talking about finding the right person in the kind of place where right people are found.
That's beautiful. So I think it's important for you as a single person to really be particular about purpose and about your assignments and about doing what God will have you do. I think that if you would just, especially...
And what we're talking about is so related to that, because at the end of the day, we had found purpose
before finding each other.
Exactly, and that was,
in a way, it kind of even led us to each other.
Yes. So I really think that's powerful. And cliche as it may sound, almost every Christian relationship expert, you know, when they're talking about this, keep talking about the fact that Adam was about his work before God said it's not good that man should be alone.
Yeah. So it wasn't that he was just like, oh my God, that my life is going to start when I have a better half.
Yes.
I agree with you on that.
Okay. I want us to talk about our engagement. Oh my God! Listen, I don't really know what you've seen on the internet. Our engagement, it trumps and it beats them all. I mean, all. I mean, you might have seen videos about people using helicopters, throwing petals.
Oh my God, talk now.
No, like You see the way she's blushing. I think it's just memories.
I think that I think what was most important to me was to marry you.
When a lady says what was most important to me, just know that.
No, even until I don't even think that. I don't know if I would change it for anything if I had a choice. You engaged me, we were both in you engaged me when we were both in NYS, or you asked me to marry you when we were both in NYS uniform.
The thing was, it was
On
excitement
both
too.
knees, in the parlor.
Wait now.
I loved it.
This is another thing you keep emphasizing, both knees. I didn't watch enough clip. I didn't
I
know
don't
that.
mind.
No, I watched enough
I
clip.
think because you're pastoral and you're cool, you just assume that. I don't mind. I liked it. I liked your
I
naivety
know.
and your
Hi.
just your heart. It was the heart for me, like just the heart. And it's not.
Being on
just-
both knees, can't be like say I beg you, Shabot.
You begged me to marry you on both knees. The angels were there. The
Don't
angels
put
that
it
followed
like
you
that.
up and down. They
The
were all
chair you were
there.
sitting on was extra low. So going on one knee.
Which
was it
extra
gonna-
low?
It was extra low.
If it was not extra low, you would have been on one knee.
Yes. I don't even know why. Nigerian. I forgive you.
This is how you know
Please
that.
sit down. They can't see you.
They can't see me. Oh, sorry.
Please stop this. I already regret. Don't do
Don't
this.
regret now.
Ah!
The reason why I like that engagement.
They can't hear you.
The reason why I like that engagement was like you're not always the most vulnerable, and it was a vulnerable moment.
No.
And I
don't
loved it.
make her like say they cry and they calm down.
I'm your
It was
wife.
just-
It's okay. Just admit and move on. You know that
No.
on both needs. I loved it. I'm happy. I married you. It's okay.
No, but it was really gangster. Like we're having lunch.
Do you want me to lie?
Wait now.
Okay, let me just like.
We're,
What you want me to say? Let me say.
we're having lunch. Wait now.
Okay.
Were we having lunch?
I can't remember.
And then.
When you say we're having lunch, we did for my mama house. You came to visit me.
Eh, now your
You say
mom.
we're having lunch as if you carried me to Korea. I think we're having lunch. I carry on.
So we can't have lunch in your mom's house.
Lunch, okay, we had lunch that I cooked.
Why you distress me now?
Distress me.
Anyways, we're having lunch.
Mm.
I had this engagement ring. I had gone to buy it. No, it wasn't. Now there we go fight.
It was big now.
It wasn't very big.
It was very big. You know, it was not the one I wore.
Oh, you have small fingers.
Something not be my size. I say it's big.
Do you know? I didn't
Small
even know
fingers.
that.
You bought the one that had 3 stones on it.
Do you know? I didn't even know that rings had
Had
size.
sizes. And now the thing was quite big. Then the next day we now went out.
Even though, regardless of us, still.
Eh.
Just so you know, some people who used to swim, and put ring inside shawarma, their relationship, many of them don't break. It don't break. Do you know what it means to use parachutes? Climb down from Himalayas. You're flying like this every night. The relationship break.
It's not.
Some of them now. So please.
Anyway, I have. You won't get any complaints from me as regards our engagement. I loved it.
Thank you, but I just want to explain my side of the story. So listen, I was actually meant to come home with the ring, plan something out, but you know when you have a secret that is hard to keep. So it was in my pocket, and I was just like,
You just came back.
I just said,
from-
what if I just engage you right now?
And I actually loved it because I was really surprised.
Eh.
And you just came back from, was it Kwara? So Pastor K called you
Eh.
just a few minutes after. And I said, PK, why are you calling my fiance? And PK
PK
was like,
said, what?
He has asked you already.
I've done it. You never even see the ring. Anyway,
Oh my
that's
God.
it. Well,
But I loved it too, and I love you.
she's still single, so it doesn't count.
Oh well. Can't argue with that. PK is not going to kill me.
Oh my God. Okay, next question. Oh God. Yeah. So what people want versus what people need. I just feel like sometimes, and this is a spin-off question from the engagement scenario. I mean, it was romantic because it was original, but every other thing, I mean, just straight up, I like you, apart from the fact that it was on both knees.
I'm not complaining.
Exactly, and all of that, but some people, I think that they emphasize the sparks and everything. Some people, they look for someone who is picture perfect, has everything except what is really actually needed. So how are we supposed to create that balance?
I think that, like, I talk about
Especially because of, the constant images that they're bombarded with on social media. You want a model who doesn't cook and who doesn't clean. I'm not saying that. This is not an argument on gender roles and all of that. But at the same time, some people are not just ready, to build a home, have a family, and all of that.
I was watching a video just today, and the voiceover said, "It's our generation. They want a God-fearing Yahoo boy." and was it? Oh, they used a swear word, but like an ASHAAWO
Yeah.
with Jesus vibes.
Yeah.
I think that, like, I talk about it in Dating Intelligently, and every time I get to speak on relationship, it's always important to. Sorry, what did you? that it's always important to go
You
first
good?
for the. Yeah, I'm fine. I think I'm just tired and lights a lot. To go first for the non-negotiables. And for me, I think that's the reason why I was attracted to you. First was you love the Lord, and it was obvious, it was evident, right? So of course there was the cute, but there was also pastor that can pray very well. So I think that it's important that you look out for character, you look out for faith, you look out for somebody who actually loves you as a person, not just what you can give them per se, but loves you and is willing to go all the way to support you. And I think one of the reasons why I chose you, for example, it was beyond how romantic you had the ability to be. You do have the ability to be romantic at times, but it was just the fact that if I was doing something, you were showing up to be there for me. When I had my first outreach for my NGO at the time, Have You Eaten? I'll never forget.
I want to interject. Okay, continue.
I'll never forget you came and you gave me, it was actually 1,000 in an envelope. And I felt like, oh, like you actually came with something. You said, oh, you're feeding the cleaners. Let me bring this. It wasn't even from TTYF, but it was your initiative to support. When I was defending my project, you came all the way from CST to my war suit. Came not if you're even going to be in the hall, but I think that it was really those things that kind of just really, I realized that because you're building a life with this person, the wedding is not just for the pictures or how good this person looks. So I think that we must always go from the non-negotiables, the important things.
So
to the negotiables. Before you interject, I also think that the sparks are also important. If it matters to your spouse or your spouse to be, and it's something that you can afford, I think that it's also important that if you can, you go the extra mile to be romantic.
That's important.
Because sometimes relationships
Jesus boys be like, what's Valentine? I don't know.
And then sometimes relationships don't last, not because people don't have the essence, but because they don't really want to go the extra mile to be romantic. So I think that balance is extremely important. Let me let you go on.
I think one very important thing that people can really learn from our story is how you were very content, little things. So I was even trying to tease myself and the way I went about the engagement, and it was even as if I was doing something sacrilegious. We were like, no, I mean, it was very nice, it was very romantic and all of that.
I married you. Like, I think that for me,
that's the thing. People won't even understand that you always spoke like this before I became me. To
me, you've always been you. So
yeah, but that's so I want you to unpack that, because some people, in fact, some guys are under a lot of pressure. I have to drive this type of car, live in this type of house, before I can even think about marriage. There's just a perception out there. And I know there's a balance, but a lot of people see maybe a power couple today, but you saw this from miles away. When, I mean, we're not anything close to what we are seeing now. So I
think I don't mean
because we have to find a way to systematically explain that line of thought and thinking, so that some people today
can get it.
Let
us begin to try. This is a very difficult question.
Yeah.
Let me attempt to try. I think that for me, I've always been very particular about seeing people for their values from the very beginning. Seeing people for their values. I think that the true quality of a person is not in the amount in their bank account. It's in the person they are, because amount in bank account can change, even looks can change, but many times who that person is at their core is who they're going to be practically for the rest of their lives. They might need some brushing up, they might need some adjustments, but if you find somebody who is a quality person, he might be a short, cute guy in 200 level, but he loves the Lord, he has an overwhelming sense of vision, he's kind to people. I think I'll never forget when I always tell people that one of the reasons why I said to date you was my mom said, this guy is a people's person. You're already doing ministry, we're doing big things, but she liked how friendly you were. Like just being respectful and friendly, laughing, smiling.
Oh, your mom always believed in
me. She
always,
like, do you understand? So I think that is important to, first of all, not know any man according to the flesh, in terms of learning to discern people by grace. I think that there are so many people who are spiritual, but have not learned to translate that spirituality into their perception of others. You can't be a spiritual man and be judging someone by their.
What do you have to say about materialism? And the culture is so strong that people don't even see it. It's just
that they are materialistic.
Because some people even joke about it. Like you see memes about the type of car that he or she must drive and this and
I think that people don't always learn, except they are forced to, or you repeat time and time again. A man's life does not consist of the abundance of the things he possesses, and if you have to be rich to have a happy marriage, it means that all rich people will have happy marriages and all poor people will have unhappy marriages, and it's not so. When we always joke that we saved for almost 2 years to pay our first house rent of 350,000, but I don't think I would exchange that experience for anything. I think that you've always really been a quality guy, and it's always been obvious to me, and there was just a confidence that you had, but yet a humility when relating with people, and I think it's also largely a grace thing, like just
just the fact that till tomorrow I have no iota of doubt that you didn't marry me for anything that I have now. I think that's something very special.
I think that the things that you have now and added like benefits like your next car, you can dress. But I think that
I've always been dressing well. You don't start again.
Okay, sorry.
Nigerian, you have started again.
Sorry, I won't say anything.
No, don't mix my history and your history.
I'm just thinking of the clothes you used to wear, and it's not coming to me.
Nigerian,
it's not coming to me. Okay, let me lie. It's your live video. Pastor has always been a
check
dresser,
Facebook.
but nobody believes me now.
People, you don't have to believe her. Don't believe her. Don't believe me. Check Facebook.
You're not talking about parachute.
Go down memory lane.
That white suit like this. Or is it black? The one with purple striped shirts and black suits. That was begging you, keep some hair. You were shaving your hair.
That was a TM
from beginning to the end. I told
that was a TM Louis.
I said, Emmanuel, if you keep some hair, it will be better. I said, you shave everything.
You don't understand. I didn't have a barber who could manage my hair. You know, that's a talk for another day. But I've always dressed good.
I'm not remembering that shoe. Always. You know that shoe that was like
I didn't have many shoes and I didn't have money.
No, not did you have many shoes. You had one pair.
Yeah, that's not what I'm saying.
But so what are you saying now?
Good.
You are fine normally. But have you always been a dresser?
Yes.
Okay.
Check Facebook.
Okay.
Check Facebook.
Okay, I've agreed now.
Since 2008.
No man
Since 2008.
You've been a dresser.
Yes. I didn't have a lot of clothes, but I did my best. Uncle G day here now.
Okay.
Am I? No,
let's get back to the point.
Anyway.
So when you didn't have money, I still felt like it was a priceless. I didn't want to say piece of. I felt like it was a priceless guy.
All right. So I listen.
And it's also a great thing to like just. I think maybe that's why I was the one for you because I could see it. Maybe that's
the thing is, even if we didn't have half the influence we do now, you were going to be happy.
Yes.
That's what just.
Definitely.
So I think you need to find a way. It comes naturally to you, but I think it's something you have to systematically imbibe. Okay, so there's something about your upbringing too. Your parents are just the most amazing people. In fact, if I may say this respectfully, you will never really know how well the dad was doing financially. If you entered, you guys live the modest, low-key lifestyle somehow. You know, I know that. You know, but
I think my parents were really good at teaching us contentment, and they were really good at teaching us to understand that we were rich in the things that counted. Because by the time all of us had gone to school and done masters, my parents had not lived in their own house, but they had really taken out time to invest in us as people. And so it was just, I think, growing up, your worth was in a person. So I never had conversations about who is rich, who is not rich. It wasn't really something that we had growing up.
I just want to beg you, if this is the only thing you take from this life, please, there's a lot of pressure. Some people won't even give that guy a chance, because one other guy who treats you like you don't exist, but he has money, now becomes a strong contender. I think it's a sickness that we must end in this generation. So I want to beg you, if that's the only thing that you learn, anytime you think about us, just remember this, all right?
Money does not make marriage work.
A man's life, a woman's life does not consist in the abundance of things he or she possesses. All right, so having said all of that, Apostles is coming.
Oh, have we finished Love and Purpose? Yeah. There are more things I would like to add.
Please add, my dear. Go ahead.
Just kidding. Apostles is coming.
I mean, we can do part 2. It to be an honor.
Maybe when you give me enough notice.
Now I'll give you enough notice. You're a big deal. You're Nigerian.